Hi guys, I'm Rick, and this is your seat at the table. You already know that. Here in the background somewhere scratching around is Frankie. This is actually take 3 for this particular video today, and it's becoming a theme. This whole weekend has been kind of a dodgy thing, and I'm going to put together a video of take 1 and take 2 in my gripe session. So get on with this. So we're looking at the TRO technical readout for BattleMechs Clan Invasion, and as TR goes, it's pretty heavy, and I'm sure most of you guys have probably already got it. One of the reasons, and obviously it's a PDF. I did not get the hardback version of this, in part because I didn't want to spend $40 to get it, because we'll get to this. Clan Invasion builds on the technical readout Succession Wars with mechs previously found at technical readout 3050 upgrade, technical readout 3055 upgrade, 3058 upgrade, 3060 upgrade, and 3067 upgrade, and technical readout Project Phoenix. Now, one of the reasons I decided to get it as a PDF is, first off, I don't know what the hell an upgrade means. I do know that the older TROs are FASA products, so I'm going to make the leap of faith that an upgrade is basically Catalyst putting their footprint on FASA's production material. So they updated it in some way. Maybe it's got better mech or better artwork, whatever. I haven't gone through page by page, machine by machine, line by line, because I'm just not interested in going down that particular rabbit hole anytime soon. So the fact of the matter is I own 3050 and 3055 and 3058 and 3060, and I actually have 3067 now, but I do not have the Project Phoenix and or the what is that? Technical. I do have TR for Succession Wars. So anyway, and our forward, the information section on this particular TRO is kind of thin, which I find disappointing because I always enjoy to have a little bit of fluff or filler or whatever inside the front other than just a single introduction page, because we just did this little introduction page and then immediately launches into the mechs and the types. And some of this is old artwork from the FASA days. I can tell you that right off the bat. Piranha, I can't tell you with any certainty what TRO it came out in originally or what source book. I think it was in a source book first. Anyway, so this is a little bit different in the Commando artwork, although I've seen this before, and I can't quote you if it's in the technical readout that I saw it in, because as we all know, when franchises change owners, they have a tendency to have copyright issues, and or they just want to bring things a little bit more modern. And as has been brought up before many times, if anybody who's familiar with that FASA line of products, the artwork, especially the earlier you go in the game system, the less enthusiastic it was. And I don't have to remind, I just like to remind people on occasion that, look, take into account that at the very beginning, this was kind of a new thing for tabletop board gaming and stuff. The idea to bring these kind of complete stats and bios and game information together in these technical readouts was not something that we've seen very often in other game systems. There were different versions similar, but not quite this particular stuff, specifically focusing on what we were working with. In addition to that, Battletech was new. There wasn't a large number of fan artists out there. Most of your really good artists today have been doing it a long time, but they all had to start out somewhere, and you start out with some pretty crude stuff. I have got some really crude artwork that I've done on my own, and I've gotten progressively better. I've actually got some pretty decent stuff that's I'd say just borderline professional stuff, although in the last 6 years I haven't done any artwork at all. To be honest, I haven't drawn anything, and most of my writing's been hit or miss and things like this, and part of it's just trying to get this life that we needed a 180-degree turn, and we needed to do it well. And what are you doing, Frankie? Okay, climb on the back of the chair. I thought she was scratching the chair. She's just antsy. It's like 3 degrees outside, and they can't go outside. Of course, Frankie never goes outside. I don't like her going. I wouldn't want her out there with that dodgy eye of hers. And since she's not been outside since I don't know when, some things are better off just not encouraging. So anyway, I mean, there's a lot of good designs and some improved artwork and some not so improved artwork. And there's a collage of artist styles, which is to be expected since you have different people doing different stuff. Your basic rundown is really good. Your overview, capabilities, deployment, notable warriors, the stats, variants for some machines, etc. It's a great book. If you're in the newer era, if you're a newer player, somebody in the last 15 or 20 years has come into gaming and you didn't have possession of the older original FASA material, this is an awesome addition to have because it does cover a lot of those designs and changes. But I can tell you, just right off the bat, this is a massive different aesthetic for a rifleman. Obviously, this is a much more advanced version of the one that was in the 3025 TRO by a mile, which is to be expected because we're talking, you know, over 100 years worth of progression, 125 plus years of progression in game. So we want to see some evolution. We want to see things evolve and change that take advantage of new technology and the scenarios of the various eras that they find themselves in. I have no problem with that. So, like I said, as TROs go, this is very nice and it's very useful. And if anybody out there understands what the difference between an original FASA TRO is and a Catalyst upgrade version of that TRO, please by all means put that on the comments. Let's get some of that discussion going so we know what that is, because I don't. I'm speculating here. I didn't have the time to go do a bunch of due diligence on that end of things. It just seems like to me that as TRO goes, that it's kind of missing a little bit. I don't know if that's just because FASA didn't feel the need to include some extra fluff in it, and you know, and considering it's 180 some odd pages, almost, what is it? Almost 200 pages long. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just stating the obvious, right? So anyway, this is the Clan Invasion TRO. Is it worth it? Meh. Till next time. Going on, my friends, this is Rick, and hey, if you like the channel, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, tell your buddies, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, tell anybody else that's in the gaming industry or